Good morning, everybody. It's Javier, and I'm excited to be with you here this morning to share with you some marketing concepts that can help elevate your success as we wind down 2021. Now, today we're going to talk about or remind you, I should say, because we're not going to train on it. Everybody here has been trained on it before, but remind you of the importance of the church campaign, especially with the part of the year that's coming. It's a very busy time of the year for churches, and no better time for you to do what you do with them as well. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it yet because I want to go over some other things on a first things first basis. First of all, I want to just remind everybody that we are going to be giving you a gift today if you are open to it. It's a great book called Enlightened Goal Setting, which I'll come back to in just one second. Today is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So again, our prayers to everybody that was affected in any way, shape, or form by what happened on that day 20 years ago. And it's one of those things that everybody remembers where they were. I remember I was working late the night before as a police officer, and around 6:30, 7 in the morning, Marcella woke me up. She was getting the kids ready for school, saying, "Hey, I think you should check this out. Something's going on." And the rest, as they say, is history. Also, I will be unavailable for the next week or so. Marcella and I are going to be going to Dubai. It's part of a package we booked a while back, and we were supposed to go to Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi shut down to the Americans, and so we are going to spend our time in Dubai. And so it's a very long travel process to get there. We're going out of LAX, almost 6 hours to New York City. We have 6 hour layover there. Then we catch another flight from New York City to Abu Dhabi, 13 hours on that one. We land, we wait 2 hours, and then we get picked up and driven another 2 hours to next door to Dubai, because like I said, Abu Dhabi is booting us all out. They don't want any more people in there. And that's it. So I will be gone. And what makes it very difficult is that the schedule is opposite. The hours are over there, then 11 hours ahead. So right now it's 8 p.m. over there. So it's very difficult to maintain communication. So if you email me, text me, that's fine. I will be available. But just don't expect an answer for at least 24 hours or so. So if it's something related to mortgages, go with Rhett. If not, just leave me a message and I'll get back to you when I am done with that. So what I wanted to talk about on my portion here today is the importance of the church campaign. We're going to the part of the year where a lot of events are going to be coming to churches. Churches have their lighter crowds during the summer. Now it's when it starts to get busy. They're hurting like never before. And so it's important for you to be well versed in what it is you as a realtor, as a mortgage loan originator can do for a church. As a matter of fact, one of my agents is in Denver, Colorado right now for the retirement of a bishop. And this agent of mine has made just so much money. It's not even funny, with churches that were opened up from Denver all the way out here in California, San Diego, and so on. And so therefore you have to learn how to market and become part of their culture, if you would, or that culture, without really caring, or unless you do, about the religion or what have you. It's just about helping churches, period. And so if you are open for more business and you're looking to get more business, this is a great way for you to do that by leveraging the power of this campaign. Now, we have given everybody, let me just go ahead and go for just 1 second, switch views while I copy something. I want to make sure I have the right one and not the wrong one. And so everybody here has received, one way or another, presentation, or what we call the flip chart, to the actual Radiant Mortgage Bank church campaign. And that's how simple it is for you to literally go to any person of authority, pastor, or priest, or rabbi, or whatever, and show them what it is you can do for them. First of all, because you should always lead by giving, and in the process you shall receive. That's just the way it is. And so what you see here is a QR code. So if you want to break out your phone, take out your phone and just point the camera at it, and it'll prompt you to tap on your browser link to open up the link. Do so, and most importantly, save it. I don't send people stuff during the week that you could have gotten on a Saturday. I just don't. I'm sorry, but I don't have that time. And so therefore, save it. To get people that from time to time say, "Hey, what's the link to this PowerPoint? What's the link to this presentation? What's the link to this flip chart?" And I just simply ignore those, for the simple fact that that's not the business we're in. We're not a school. We're not a training school. We're a bank, and we want to make sure we focus on the main things. And your job is to do your job by saving this stuff. It's not that hard. So just save it as a favorite, and you'll be good to go. So go ahead and do that. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to, but if you're not able to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead And 1 second, and I'll send you a chat as well. And in the chat, it will be the direct link to the flip chart. And so what I'm doing now is I'm going to go ahead and open it up so you can kind of see what it is you'll be seeing as well, which is what you see right there. This has been so good to us. It's not even funny as it relates to how well received it is by churches all across the United States. And there's not one church in this country that will not take free money. I'll guarantee you. And so that's basically what we do. We help them raise money. You have to be well versed in every aspect of the campaign. So therefore, that's what this will help you and also any potential church leaders do. And we talk about fundraising. It's something that's crucial to every church, temple, or religious institution out there. They go out there and help children across the globe, helping the less fortunate here at home, maintain their church, or buy new equipment. Like I said, we're going to a time of the year where a lot of holidays stuff is going to be taking place. And so they always need more money. And that's exactly what we are able to do, because that's where we come in. We come in there and over the years have raised literally tens of thousands of dollars for churches all across the USA. And of course, you can do the exact same thing. And just simply, shows you some of our success stories, of our many success stories from all types of denominations, races, and everything. We are really a mixed up bag of just people looking to help each other out. And that's exactly what this campaign represents. And our system is very simple. We identify a specific goal for your church and set a financial target to raise. And it can be as simple as a new range or a stove, a refrigerator for churches, because a lot of churches, especially small to medium-sized churches, they sell food. That's a good portion of that's how they raise a good portion of their funds. And so if the stove goes down or it's outdated or what have you, you go in there and offer to raise money for a stove or whatever, they're going to love you, especially if you tell them you can do that within 10 minutes. And they probably won't believe it until you start to show them some of these success stories. For some of you that are already active, and meaning active that you have opened up a church or two already, we have a reference sheet that we give you of different church leaders, whether they're pastors, whether whatever, and that your pastor can call. We do not do that until we see you do something. So that's not how you're going to start your career in Radiant Mortgage Bank, because we're not going to give it to you. We're not going to go out there and bug people until we know you know what you're doing and you are serious about doing it. So we make it super, super easy for you. We identify a specific goal, like I said, come up with a dollar amount. And then this is super simple. They need $500 for a new stove. We really don't like to raise anything under $1,000. But this is just a little example here. It's a very tiny church. We set a date during Sunday service. First thing people say is they won't let you talk during Sunday service. And the answer is yes, they will. We do it all day long. We do it all day long. We're actually, like I said, or one of my representatives, one of my agents, he's in Colorado right now for that retirement, but he's also there for the, they're going to install the new leader, the new bishop. And with them comes the 116 churches that we work in Southern California, in the California, mostly Southern California area. So if you really don't think that they will, then you're right. Don't do it. But if you are open-minded and understand we're not lying to you, then you'll realize how lucrative it can be. So anyways, the day of the fundraiser, we show up during Sunday service. We come in the middle and we do a presentation on why homeownership matters. It's a simple 10-minute workshop. And we show them the key points, including how homeowners belong to churches longer than renters. Homeowners have stable housing costs versus renters. Homeowners build more wealth than renters. Children of homeowners do better in school than renters. And of course, a whole lot more in just 10 minutes. And then once we're done with that, we remind them that we are going to transition to the fundraising element of the actual service. And it's very, very simple. We simply let them know that we have a goal of $500 and that we ask everybody who blesses the church with $50 donation, of which 100% goes to the church, then we will bless that person with a trip to either Orlando, Cancun, Las Vegas, or Puerto Vallarta. Very, very simple. If they're local, they can drive up the street to Las Vegas. If they're hardcore, they can go to Cancun, like the trip that I took using these certificates to Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Orlando. It covers everything. And the added city that we have, of course, now is Jerusalem. And that's a huge, huge hit. Now, if you're going to start doing international trips, you have to ask for at least $100 donation on behalf of the church, because that's how we raised the $6,000 that you saw on the earlier slide by doing that. Very, very simple. They bless the church. You get to bless them. And in the process, of course, we're looking for people that are looking to buy, sell, or refinance a home to leverage the power of home ownership. In this example, if only 10 people donate $50, boom, we hit the $500 goal. If only 20 people donate $25, we hit the goal, but we don't do it for 25. We almost never do it for 50. Everything starts at 100, of which 100%, and I do mean 100% of the money raised goes directly to the church. We don't collect the money. We don't touch the money. It's usually the pastor's wife, or it's usually the treasurer, or it's usually the secretary of the church. We have nothing to do with the money. We just simply bless the people with the trips themselves. Pretty simple. All they are responsible for are taxes, which are about $20 per night, and transportation to and from their destination. There's no timeshare presentation involved, and up to 2 adults and 2 children, 14 and under, can stay for the donation of 50, 100, or whatever the donation happens to be. Again, church keeps 100% of the funds that we raise, and we pay for every single vacation that is awarded. And we have on our website tons of videos of actual church members from various churches to Cancun and many other places, learning to how legitimate this is. And we always let them know we run a similar campaign with police departments throughout the USA for one reason. They trust us. We are in the police stations themselves, teaching them the value of home ownership and how to secure their financial future, the same things that can benefit you. And the beauty is that we get to do that absolutely free for you. And on top of that, raise the money for your church as well. And that's pretty much the way it ends right there. That's all there is to it. And you get to go ahead and be the hero when you're helping them raise the funds. Any questions about this so far before I move on? Because I have one thing left and then I'm handing over to Rhett. All right, nobody has any questions about anything. I'm going to continue on to the last thing, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and hand it over to Mr. Rhett Safford. Hold on, please, 1 second. I was talking to you about this right here, and let me just get rid of the actual QR code about this. There's a great book, Enlightened Goal Setting, a proven system for getting everything you want and more. It's very deep. It's not your typical, 2-minute read. You got to sit down and really, really, really read it several times to understand what it's trying to teach you, and most importantly, how to reach those enlightened goals versus just other stuff that we sometimes go after. And so by doing that, let me go back over here and grab this real quick. 1 second, please. I know we're going to hop all over the place, but I need to get this link, which I just got right now, and share with you right here. So this is the actual book right here. And I'm not going to read it to you. I just want to go over a few parts of it. And it starts with this. Enlightened goal setting acknowledges that there is a creative force in the universe and that it is expressing itself through you. I believe that. I believe everybody's destined to win. I think everybody has what it takes. However, the reality is that 95 to 98% of the people, no matter what it is that you're selling or doing, never do. I don't care if you're in life insurance. I don't care if you're in real estate. I don't care if you're in mortgages. I don't care what it is you're selling. The vast majority of the people will not achieve the goals they came to achieve. That's just the reality of it. That's it. And so therefore, the question, of course, is why? And I think that it's important for you to analyze this book, read it, and embody it, because it will help you do just that. And so anyways, I'm not going to go in here and read it to you, but it's really interesting how it talks about your goals to be better. Oh, let me just, here. There you go. The purpose of setting goals is to survive. Your goals to be better, live better, have more, do more, build cool stuff, climb the ladder of success, have better relationships, feel better, be more, live longer, and live more comfortably are all rooted in something I call hidden motives to survive. And these hidden motives are a major part of, for 2 reasons. First, your survival is not at stake. You're living at the top of the food chain. Therefore, setting goals that imply you are going to survive better, fall flat, and lead to dissatisfaction. And then it goes on to the second one, which is right here. I don't know if this is something that would interest you. I do have a free copy if you want it, because like I said, if you want one, just raise your hand and I'll get it to you right now. I won't be making it available after the fact. And so just go ahead and do that. Also, I've had a few people ask me about, well, let me get to that one just 1 second. I don't want to waste your time. Just raise your hand online, please. Everybody is muted at this point.
Yeah, please.
Okay, if you don't know how to do it, go to your, okay, let me just go back over here. You can go onto your toolbar. Okay, or just type in, okay, Stephen, just type in yes, please. There you go. That's an easier way to do it. You can go ahead and do that. I'm just recommending you this because I humble myself. I call it every morning I have a big bowl of literally a big bowl of where I just have to humble myself because of the fact that if you do that, you'll have a better shot at success. I know that I'm part of an industry, I'm part of life where statistically speaking, we're screwed, meaning that you're not going to make it. We're not going to succeed. We're not going, I mean, just look at our industry. It's the same. It's not something to be afraid of or negative. I'm not being negative. I'm just being honest. I hate blowing smoke. I can't stand when people blow smoke when they speak to me or, they think I'm stupid. I know that the odds are against me, like they're against all of us from a statistical perspective. So therefore, I better be on my game at all times. And if you understand that, if you humble yourself, you will understand how to do that. And that's why, personally, every morning I have a big old serving of humble pie just to make sure that I'm in a position to learn enough to help me have a productive day. And so anyways, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Again, don't ask me for it after today, please, because I'm not going to make it available. It's in your chat box. Click it, download it, save it, do what you have to do to make sure you have the information. Because like I said, I think we as human beings have a tendency, sometimes get, sometimes cannot be, humble enough. And, we get on a high horse and before you know it, we're not succeeding the way we should. So make sure you do that. I do have a $10 gift card. Let me just pull this up so I can have the answer. And I'm going to let me just clear the actual, 1 second, please. Let me just clear the chat. And so if you want to participate, all you have to do is let me just pull it back over here. Okay, here's what you have to do. All you have to do is in the chat box, type in, let me see, make sure that there. Okay, all you have to do is type in, what is the domain to subscribe to our YouTube channel? Where do you go? Because every agent must be subscribed. I mean, you don't have to, obviously, you don't have to win either, but everybody should be subscribed to our YouTube channel because during the week, I get people that email me every week. And it's something like, I couldn't get it on the webinar. Please send me the link to the recording of the webinar. And I just simply hit either delete or ignore it. I don't do that because there's no reason why, if you're an able-bodied, you cannot just subscribe to the channel and, okay. Okay, so I'm waiting for the right answer. What is the domain to subscribe to our YouTube channel? What is the link? Anybody? Let's see. Okay, Ivan got it right. Ivan, you almost had it. Adebayo put RMB webinar on YouTube. It's rmbonyoutube.com. All together, all one phrase. And so if you go ahead and see in your chat, I just gave you the direct YouTube link where you simply click on it, subscribe, and yes to notifications. And every time a new video is uploaded, like today, after a couple hours, you'll get a message saying, okay, new video has been uploaded from RMB and you're up to speed on all that's going on. So just go ahead and do that to make sure, again, that you can receive the information. Very, very simple. I don't mean to be rude, but I would be a liar to say that I'll get right back to you during the week. I'll be lying because I'm telling you right now, the number one complaint I get from people is I had a question for you and you never replied. I go, what was the question? I needed the link to the book. Well, I told you I was going to ignore you because of the simple fact that you should have either grabbed it while you were there or B, it's always in the comment section of the video when you got notified about the YouTube being uploaded to YouTube. Well, I don't have that. Okay, well, you're not subscribed. How is that my problem? I can't do that. And so I will be a liar if I told you that, I'm just going to simply wait for you to text or email me with things that you don't have that you should have gotten. Now, the flip side to it, if it's something related to business that you're working on, then yeah, I talk to you all day long, but not for stuff like that. Especially, like I said, when I'm going to be 12 hours or 11 hours ahead, it makes it very difficult, if not impossible to do. So go ahead and click on the link and just subscribe. It takes a minute, 30 seconds. And if a new video gets uploaded, you'll be notified. If we don't, you won't. Very, very simple. It's very non-intrusive. It's just up to you to be able to do that. The church campaign, we are going to go into the busiest part of the year for it. The good news is that a lot of churches are looking for fundraisers like never before. They're still having challenges with food and things that they usually raise money with. So your stock actually goes up. Your stock goes up because what you do or what you can do in the process of holding these the seminars, home ownership seminars, means a lot more today than ever before. We tried doing them on off nights. And what I mean by that, we would do the fundraiser on a Sunday and a home ownership seminar on a Tuesday night or whatever, Wednesday night at 7 p.m. They don't work. You don't want to do that. I mean, you could if you want to go waste your time, but I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. You want to get them while they are sitting there and in the presence of the decision maker, the leader, if you would, the priest or the pastor, whoever might be there. You will go a lot further and you will pick up a ton of business in regards to that. If you need help in regards to marketing, text me, call me during the week. I answer those all. That's different. I want to help you succeed, but don't ask me to do it for you. I'm not going to do it for you. I'll guide you, advise you, but you're going to eventually have to do the legwork. Otherwise, it defeats the whole purpose of marketing through our agents as well. Last call for questions on my end before I hand it over to anybody. Questions, comments, concerns, especially the church campaign, because that's where it's going to be at from now until the end of the year. You're muted, so remember, you got to mute yourself. All right, and then lastly, for those of you that are well versed on it, and I see like 6, 7 of you here, we are officially Baker to Vegas with the police departments. We started September 1st. So we are back with Baker to Vegas. The first team captain's email goes out, not this week, but next Monday when I'm getting ready to return so I can help them out. And you guys know what we're talking about there. Anything we raise are done on a split basis. And so if you want to go ahead and you are producing already, you've closed business and you've shown us that you know what the hell you're doing. We want to make sure that we give these cops the service they deserve. You don't get to practice on these, then we can do splits as well, because I'm not going to be available. And that can be a little challenging finding somebody to take care of your business when you're not going to be here. So we just simply split them and make it fair, win-win for everybody involved. Questions, comments, concerns? If nobody else has anything for me, I'm going to introduce Mr. Rhett Stafford. Rhett, so yours, sir.
Good morning, Javier. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. A couple of things I want to kind of reiterate what Javier is talking about in goal setting. For those of you who used to attend our live meetings prior to the pandemic, we used to talk about this a lot and talk about dreaming and really visualizing what your goals are. I don't necessarily believe in just setting goals, such as activity goals, arbitrarily. I think that in order for a goal to be realizable, it really has to become a live thing for you, something that is very important. When we have things that are important in our life that we have to do, we don't make excuses. We do whatever we need to do to get that done. You know, it's funny. A couple weeks ago, we were in the process of moving our corporate office, or our branch office rather, and my son, who was helping us out, said something about what time he had to leave by, and it was like 1:30 in the afternoon or something like that. I said, okay, well, if we can get done by then I don't have a problem with you leaving then. He said, no, Dad, I'm leaving at 1:30. I said, okay, what's the deal? I have to pick up my girls at 2:15. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting on the street corner. And you know what? It's funny how priorities change when you have to do something. Nothing else matters. So the point in this is this. In order to establish a good goal setting plan that will help you achieve whatever you want to achieve, you got to figure out what it is you want to achieve. And you have to do this in a manner that it becomes first and foremost. For those of you who've been in meetings with me, I talk a lot about how we think in pictures, and our subconscious mind doesn't understand the difference between reality and what we make it believe is reality. When I want something that's more than just pocket change, I find it on the internet. I put a picture on my phone. I put a picture on my computer. I have a vision board of things that I want, and it becomes so much a part of my daily routine to look at those pictures and remind myself why I work like I work, and why it's important to do that appointment, or why it's important to do that meeting. When I wanted to whether it's to, I wanted a new Rolex, or I wanted a new car, or I wanted whatever it is, I put it in a folder and on my phone. And it's funny because every once in a while Rosa says, okay, so what are you working on right now? Because I always have to have something that I'm working on, something that's keeping me involved. I'm to a point right now that, my kids hate Christmas time and birthdays because they never know what to buy me. Because if I want something, I just go do it. And it's nice to be in that position. And some of you know what that feels like, to not have to worry about living from paycheck to paycheck. But it has to go beyond that. Otherwise, if I don't have a goal that I'm working towards, if I don't have something I'm looking at every day and dreaming about, life can get boring, and we can get kind of lackadaisical. Once you determine what it is that you want, and you've created your vision board, and you started thinking about, here's where I want to be, here's what I want to do, don't worry so much about how you're going to get there. In regards to, you may have really awesome, crazy type goals. That's fine. If you turn those into dreams, how to get there will work itself out, because that's where the actual intricacies of that goal setting comes in place. Because the goal setting really is, the goals themselves should be about activity. The activity gets you to your dreams, because dreams is what gets you out of bed every morning. Dreams are what gets you to do that extra appointment, or that extra meeting, or that extra phone call, whatever the case may be, that to get to your dream. The goal is just, okay, here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure I talk to 5 new people every day, or 10 new people every day, or I'm going to advertise, $200 a week for the next 6 weeks, or whatever the case may be, in order to achieve some activity that will push you towards that dream. That's what the goal setting is really all about, is to figure out what you need to be doing every day. Javier talks about this a lot. Somebody tells him or talks to him and says, well, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong, or what I need to do to get to the next level. The easiest thing to do is just, like he says, open up your calendar. Let's take a look at it. And for the most part, we wind up doing busy work. If we are not focused, if we are not dream seeking, we wind up doing busy work that convinces ourselves that we're working, which is one of the things about having an office. It's people show up at the office and they're drinking coffee and they're talking to people, meaning each other. And they go home and they say, well, I worked all day. No, that's not working. Working is actually talking to somebody, kneecap to kneecap, belly button to belly button, Zoom call, whatever the case may be, trying to move your business forward to accomplish your dreams. If you don't have dreams, then maybe that's why you're not succeeding right now. If you don't wake up every morning and say, here's why I'm working, and it can't be something that's just kind of out there. If we think in pictures, get a picture. If it's about your family, get a picture of your family. If it's about trying to get a better house, whatever the case may be, find a house that you would be willing to buy today if you had the money. And maybe find 2 or 3 that have the parameters that you're looking for, and focus on that and think about that on a daily basis. Look at those pictures, make them a part of your daily routine, and involve your loved ones, involve your spouse, involve your children. Children are a great way to help get you motivated. Because you can say, here's what we're working on. We're going to go on vacation to Disneyland this year, or whatever the case may be. I guarantee you, every day your kids are going to say, "How you doing, Dad? How you doing, Mom? How are we doing on that Disney trip?" That type of thing. You want extra motivation, because every once in a while we just need a kick in the pants, and there are not. I mean, if you're in this business, you probably are already a self-starter. You're the kind of person that doesn't need a manager telling you every day or asking you every day what you're doing. But it's still good to be able to ask yourself that: am I really accomplishing? Am I moving towards my dream, or am I slipping backwards? And if you're slipping backwards, you know what you need to do. You need to step it up a little bit, create a little bit more activity, and however you're going to do that. Javier every week gives us ideas and things to do, and I guarantee you, and he will say a big amen to this. There are very few people that take advantage of what he offers every week. There are a few, and those people are being successful, making money. But for the most part, we attend this meeting. We say, okay, well, we work today. We work for an hour, and what are we going to do for the rest of the weekend? What's our weekend like? For most realtors and loan officers, weekends are gold. This is when you need to be out there talking to people and showing houses and doing what you got to do to get deals in escrow. But again, don't focus on the activity. The activity is no fun. It's not fun to think about doing, talking to 10 new people every day. That's not fun. What's fun is, what will it lead you to? What's the dream? What's the vision that you really want to accomplish? And you can see yourself, even if you can't see yourself doing it. I remember many years ago, and this is back when Anthony and I first met in the 80s. I remember in 1981, I went to an Amway meeting with my wife, and we were sitting in the front row. It was my wife's uncle who was running the meeting. He was a double diamond or something, I don't know. And I remember he asked the question, what is your idea of financial independence? Not being able necessarily to retire, but to be financially secure to where you wouldn't worry about things. And I know at the time, 1981, my wife and I said, if we could make $3,000 a month, we wouldn't have to worry about anything. Of course, at the time, our rent was like $285, and $3,000 a month seemed like everything in the world to us. That was 1981, the beginning of 1981. The end of 1981, I moved to California, and in 1982, I became involved with a company called A.L. Williams, and that's where I met Anthony a couple of years later, 3 years later. And 4 years later, I guess, sorry. And by then, we were surrounded. Anthony and I used to go to meetings every week, and we were surrounded by people that were making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. It wasn't until I became friends with some of these people that I started believing that that type of money was possible. And once I started believing that type of money was possible, guess what? Pretty soon, I started earning $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 a month. And once you do that, once you realize that it's possible, you have other people around you, and there are people on the screen right now making very, very good money. Okay. Once you surround yourself with people that know how to make money and you start making money, pretty soon you realize that there is no limit. I remember the first month I made $80,000 in 1 month. And I said, I couldn't believe how much money that was. And it was just amazing to me that I was able to do that. But pretty soon I was doing that on a consistent basis, and much more than that. I've made much more than that in a month. But the point is that you have to believe it. if you can't make it real, it will never in your head, and convince your subconscious it's never going to be real in reality. And that's all I have to say about that. I could go on for a long time on how important visualizing your dreams are, because I believe that it has made all the difference in the world to Rosa and I. There is literally nothing we believe that we can't believe together, that we anything that we want to do. Rose and I know that if we set our mind to it, there is nothing we can't do. And we have built a great business for our family, a great legacy for our family. And some of you are doing the exact same thing. I am very proud to be associated with Javier and Anthony and Michael and people in our company that are doing everything they have to do to succeed. Some of you are fairly new, but I know you're working hard, and you just have to keep doing that and keep expanding your vision and believing. Have a vision first, and then completely believe that you are going to succeed, and do whatever you need to do to get there. But get your loved ones involved, because it's tough when you don't have a support system. And if right now you don't have a support system, I'll be your support system. Javier will be your support system. We will help you in every way possible. I love the fact that Javier shares all the time all these trips he goes on. This is something that's very important to him and Marcella, to take trips and to enjoy themselves and to enjoy their success. There's not a whole lot of people that can, take, I don't know how many you're doing now, eight, probably. Back in heyday prior to pre-pandemic, you were going someplace pretty much every 4 or 5 weeks. But just enjoying the success and not having to worry about every day to day, because he's worked so hard for so long, and he's got so many different things going, so many different revenue streams coming in. He's never worried about living from paycheck to paycheck, because he's got a paycheck coming in literally more than once a week right now. So get yourself into that kind of a position. If you don't know how you're going to make that happen, feel free to reach out to me, reach out to Javier, because it is absolutely possible in this business to put yourself to realize pretty much any dream that you can vision. All right. As far as new things this week, interest rates were up and down. Trend is still sideways. We are changing our name next week. We finally got that all set up. We don't have the new logos I think by next Saturday. For those of you who are part of Radiant, by next Saturday, we should have the logos in place, so we can start getting all that taken care of. I'll have the digital business card. We'll have the new emails. You won't have to worry about any of the old emails. Everything will port over and forward to. So anything that you have going right now will wind up in your new email. Just when you send out emails after next week, it will show the new email address. But everything's set for that. And the only thing we're working on is we're working on a separate domain that we can do some marketing specifically for our branch. We're meeting with the attorney on that, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. So we'll get that finished up, and we'll roll that out next week. And I talked to Javier was asking about the new logo. We'll have that next week. So that's all ready to go. I don't think there's anything. I think that's all I got, Javier.
Cool, thank you. One thing that I will send out to everybody is also a link. If you want to join us, we're putting an order once this whole logo name, everything is settled. We're doing several live events with police, churches, and so on. And we're going to be using our polos. And so we're going to be putting in a new order for new polos that are going to be, obviously approved by headquarters and all that good stuff. So if you are interested in that, they come in men's and women's styles as well. And it'll all be the same color, same logo, same everything. Because like I said, when we start hitting up some of these churches, police stations, and so on, we sometimes want to be professional. Sometimes we don't want to be too dressed up, especially with law enforcement. They really don't like that when you're walking with suits. And so we usually just go in with dockers and polos and so on. And so there's going to be two choices of polos. One of them is going to be like a Nike, very expensive one, basically like the top of the line Nike. And then the other one's going to be just a regular brand. I think it's going to be only $19.99 or something like that. Really, really inexpensive. And I encourage you to have at least two of them. But if you are interested in that, check your email when the email goes out. And it's going to be about a week and a half for them to be delivered, which is plenty of time because we have to wait for the logos to come out anyway. So we're looking about realistically the beginning of next month for it to be up and running and delivered. And so if you are interested in that, let me know. So I put you on that list. I don't want to bug everybody. This is not something that's for everybody. But again, marketing is where it starts and marketing is where it ends. And so I challenge you to, again, never take off your marketer's hat in anything. You're not doing anything you do. Mortgages are everywhere. It's just that we have to be in the right mindset to capture the opportunity. If you're in a different wavelength that the opportunity itself is, then it's going to be very difficult to do that. And so again, never take anything I say in a negative fashion. I just, like Brett said, like to run with people that are like-minded and understand that there is a price to be paid. But what frustrates me sometimes here at Radiant is that, man, you've got Rhett. There's no other person that I know that knows more about loans that I would go to than Rhett. And at the same time, on the marketing side, I've been doing this for a little while with, quite a bit of results for so many people. And so you just got to be, coachable. And a lot of the times our people are not coachable, or they mix it up. Instead of being coachable, they're chokeable. And we don't want chokeable. We want coachable. So long as you're coachable, you're going to be good. And so, like I said, don't just coachable doesn't mean you just listen. It means you listen and you implement. You listen and you implement. So if I asked you about, you want to be in the police campaign? Yes. What have you done in this arena this past week? Nothing. Then guess what? You're not in. You want to be part of the church campaign? Yes, I'm in. Cool. What did you do this past week in that arena? Nothing. Well, then guess what? You're not a part of that. I mean, we have to always analyze what it is we do to make sure that it's in line with what it is we seek to help us succeed faster. So that's all that I have. Any questions from anybody about anything? I think we have one via chat. Okay, cool. Okay, Michael Johnson says 2 polo shirts. Perfect. All right, I got you, Michael. And again, they'll all be the same color. And once we get the exact, because the sizing is a little different by brand. So once we get all that, I'll send you the link, Michael. You can just go ahead and select your size at that time as well. Okay, anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns before we wrap it up? Anybody at all? If not, I just want to say thank you for all that you do and remind you that you want to stay safe out there. Crazy times, but at the same time, crazy opportunity going on if you are of the right mindset. And as Red said, you have to validate to yourself that you're in the right place at the right time and that you're willing to pay the price. You pay it one time, and the beauty behind this is that it can continue to give you for the rest of your life as well. So thank you so much for everybody for all that you do. Rhett, thank you for everything as well. And until next time, we'll be in touch. There will be a webinar next week. Rhett's going to lead it. I'm going to be but like I said, so I'm not going to be part of that one, but we will have it. And until then, have a great week and a productive week at that. Thank you.